It's the Morning Star Drive 117.8. You soaring up with sky, now's the time, don't delay. I'm sitting in my ride and it's time to fly. So let's realign, just listen and feel your mind.
Hey guys, how is it going? And welcome to the Morning Star Drive on 117.8. It is Thursday, June 12th, and I'm very, very happy for you joining us. We are ready to start another day together with the Lord. Please subscribe to us here on YouTube. Do not follow us on SoundCloud, and make sure to support us on Patreon. Today, I'm just going to give you just updates on how things are going with me over here in Taiwan. I am talking to you post-surgery. It is actually Wednesday, really, really late night. But this is the only time I had to really be able to record. So there will not be a Q&A Thursday. I think I do want to pray at the end of this, though, for sure, too. But how are you guys doing? And it's been a long day. So what happened was, like, I had the doctors coming in. I'm just here to give you guys an update. I can't do a full episode, but I did want to, do like a video for you guys. But starting from I think I saw the time. It was like 5:16 a.m. is when the nurse came in, told me to change into the garbs, right? Like basically get buck naked and put this on. I'm like, all right. And then they're like, I think around like 9:30 a.m., 10 a.m., I got my MRI done. No idea what the results were, but they needed it to see how to do the surgery. And then at around originally my surgery was at 3 p.m. here in Taiwan, and then they told me that yesterday, the day on Tuesday, Wednesday, then Tuesday night they said 2 p.m. and on the day for Wednesday, it's Wednesday, still Wednesday for me today. They came in at like 12:45 and like, hey, let's go. I'm like, what? So early? And it was such a shock. You know what I mean? It's like when you know that it's at 2 p.m., you have time. You know what I mean? Like you have time and you can think about it. You can contemplate. You can get yourself like, okay, I got to do this. I got to do this kind of thing, right? But it was so sudden. And, we're talking over an hour, like hour, 15 minutes before. I had no time to really, really contemplate about it. And in this short time from taking me in this, I'm in my room right now, but in this bed all the way, I'm on the 7th floor. It's kind of cool because if you look at my number up there, my room number right there is like 717. 7171. Not sure if that means anything, but there's two sevens. Or 17 could be like, I'm 717. 17 is a good revolution number. But either way, it was just from my room to the elevator, down to the B1, and then to the surgery room. Like that's the time I had to really start to really contemplating and thinking about like, hey, what's going on? Like I'm really going through this. And I don't know if they do this on purpose, but they make hospitals so unfriendly. I don't know. Like, when you go to a hospital, it's like it's a depressing feeling, and it doesn't help with the lighting and like the walls that are not really that nice. They're a little bit stained. I'm like, ugh. Like it's not a very pleasing place to be in. So I'm just kind of like, oh, so this is you kind of get to, in the TV shows from the perspective of the patient, you just see lights passing because you're staring at the ceiling as they're taking you on the bed. I'm just like, here we go. And I got all the way to the, thinking to myself, I was like, wow, it's really going to happen. And I was scared. Like, I was really scared. I was like, God, I just want to let you know, I'm really scared right now. And I know it's not a massive procedure. They're only working on my leg, right? So it's not like a huge procedure. It's not on my body, any other part. It's just on my leg. But God, I'm scared because anything could go wrong. And I don't know if I had that type of fear going on, but what I did have was, sorry, I'm yawning. It's almost midnight over here. I had that, it was more of a worry, the fear and the worry that something could go wrong. And I just kind of sat there like, this could be it. And then I arrived into the operation room, and there's like a waiting time out there. And at that time, I was just like, God, I'm sorry. Like, yeah. And I repented. I repented, like, God, I'm so sorry. I have done some messed up things. And, you know, even if I were to die, I'm getting very, extreme. I'm like, even if I were to die on this table, and I wasn't in that doom and gloom, like, oh, I'm going to die. I was more of, God, what would happen if I died? You know, is just an interesting thing for me to think about, like an exercise. Like, what if I were to die? And I was like, God, but even if you took me away right now, I would think that there would be a good reason for it, right? Because in my heart, I think that, oh, I can preach and I can do this, I can do that more. But I was like, but God, you see things way better than I do. So if you need to take me away, I'm sure there's going to be a good reason for it. And I was kind of comfortable with it too, like comfortable with dying. But, I'm not literally thinking I'm dying. I'm just thinking, you're just in the what if. Because like I said the other day, there is like the waiver that tells us there's a possibility of death, right? And I was just like, all right, here we go, kind of thing, right? And I get into the operation room, and it's just like the movies. Like, and I'm going to tell you this, the operation room isn't like, it's not like what we see in the movies where it's like an absolutely like immaculate place with the white walls and this and all the things that are going on and stuff. Give me 1 second, guys. I just got to make sure I plug in 1 second. All right. So, yeah, no, sorry. The stand I'm using, I need to charge it, or else this whole setup's gonna just collapse, right? So, what was I? Oh yeah. So I was in this OR room, and it doesn't look really nice. Like the ones you watch on TV. They're super super amazing, nice operation rooms, and then you have like on the roof, you have like these glass where an audience can sit and watch, like to see how the operation's going. It's nothing like that. It's not even like super clean white walls. It's just like I'm in the OR and I'm like, whoa. And some of the machines look old. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, okay, here we go. And the 6 attendants, I guess, that were there to prep me, they're all super young. I would say 20s to 30s, like really young. I'm just like, and it actually gave me some, what would you call it? It gave me it gave me some type of peace. I don't know why, but there was these young people there. It gave me some peace, and the doctor, an older guy, but super friendly, like super awesome friendly. He just come to check on me, just to check on me. Like he didn't come to tell me anything. He just comes in. His English is not perfect, but like even last night, he just came in. And I was like, oh, doctor, is there anything I need to prepare? He's like, no, just wanted to see how you're doing. And I was like, doing good, doc. Like, it's kind of like one of those things you wish you can, it's like, it's one of those things you hear in a movie, like, doing good, doc, doing good. Right? So, he's like, all right, just checking on you, seeing how you're going. And then, we kind of, I'm someone who, if you know my style, I'm more of like a humorous person, right? I like humor. So I do use humor to, what's the word? To break the ice if it's too serious. Sometimes things get way too serious. I don't like, even when it comes to lecturing, I don't like it too serious. So I'm very, very chill with these types of things. So, I kind of like cracked a couple jokes and we just laughed together, and then he left. And then I was like, all right, I feel better. My mom and dad were calling me like going, we couldn't even sleep last night because we knew you're getting surgery. I'm like, hey, don't worry about it, Mom. This, and this. It's going to be fine. And she's like, yeah, but how about this and how about that? And I was like, Mom, I'm not worried. I'm not. So you don't have to be worried, right? If I'm here, I'm the one getting surgery. If I'm worried, then you might want to get worried. I'm not worried at all. So good hospital here. A lot of people told me in Taiwan that this is a good hospital with a good reputation. So don't worry. My mom's like, oh, thank God. And I was like, yeah, no problem. So I just basically, my parents were calm. And this morning, it was Wednesday, got into the surgery and they gave me an option. So what they did first was they need to freeze my legs, right? Because the operation is only on my legs. They don't have to the anesthesiologist didn't have to do it on my whole body. So I'm just like, he's like, yeah, we're just going to stick a needle in your spine. I was like, is it going to hurt? And she's like, no, it's a really, really thin needle. And I'll be honest with you, they just stick the needle in my back. Really small, thin needle. But when I looked at it, I was like, I don't think it's that as thin as you think. She's like pressing my spine, looking for the place to put the needle in. And she's like, you ready? And I was like, not really, but you're going to have to do it anyways. So basically, I was just like, she's like, take a deep breath. And then she stuck the needle in. And it was like a small prick, like something you'd be like, like you barely like a mosquito bite kind of thing. So stuck in, I was like, oh, it's not bad. But when you can feel her just continuously driving it in, but it wasn't hurtful, but it didn't hurt at all. But I was just like, oh, like she's sticking it in deep. And then I guess she hit some nerve or something like that. Didn't hurt, but all of a sudden, you feel like when you hit your funny bone, you hit the funny bone, and then your whole hand starts to kind of go numb, and you feel like the shock of it. I felt that all over my bottom legs. I was like, whoa! And she's like, yeah. And she didn't say anything. She just she froze my legs, and it took about. I think it probably took about 5 minutes before my legs were like fully frozen, right? And it was just my legs, and I was sitting like, all right. So now I'm lying on my front. Doctor comes in, everything else. And then I'm sitting like, they're going to operate. And then she looks at me and says, you want to be awake or you want to go to sleep? And I was like, well, me, being awake. She's like, you'll hear everything. I was like, yeah, but you won't feel it. I was like, okay. I was trying to think to myself is like, how much of an experience do I want? But I was like, you know what? I don't want to sit through it and get bored. You know what I mean? Like just sitting there the whole time. I'd rather just sleep and then wake up when everything's done. And I was like, just put me to sleep. And I'm so thankful I did. I'm so thankful I did because this surgery was supposed to take an hour total time, including putting on my cast and everything else. Took 3 hours, right? And I slept through, like, here's my cast right now. Oh, sorry about that, guys. So I think I'm only going to keep this cast for maybe 2 weeks max, maybe a week or 2 weeks max. So I'm hoping to get a ton of people to sign this cast before they take it off. Like I obviously won't be able to take it home and stuff like that, but yeah, it's something that I'm excited. I haven't had a cast in such a long time, but it's kind of cool to have this, right? So yeah, I'm pretty much very, very much excited and thankful and grateful, and I'm hoping that. I'm going to learn, I don't know, like learning from this experience is not really a learning thing. It's more of yeah. I think one of the things that I was telling you guys before is that I didn't prepare a lot, like didn't have a good warm up. And that obviously wasn't my fault, right? But, I could have done, well, either way. So there wasn't a good warm up, and this is why the injury was much higher. It was much easier to get an injury like this. And I thought to myself which means that even now, as I get older, I do need to prep my body even more, take care of my body even more, or else I can get more injured in the future. Because, having this surgery, it allows me to play sports again within 6 to 8 months. So I'm like, I'm going to be playing sports again. So it's not something that I'm not going to do, but I need to be much more prepared for it. I have to be ready to do the things I need to do, like to strengthen my legs, strengthen my Achilles, strengthen all my tendons and my muscles and everything else around it. And I think that's something that's really, really important too. But there's one thing I thought about. Guys, I forgot to do this. And this is something I should have done from the very beginning. Number one is surgery was absolutely successful, and nothing but thanksgiving to the Holy Trinity, God, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Son, to Jesus, to Sansanim, Oops, sorry about that. Camera kind of ran out of batteries, but yeah, I wanted to really, really give thanksgiving to the Holy Trinity, to Sunsneam, and you know, I can really, even if there was not a single person in the world that called me or told me they were praying for me, I would still know that at least the Holy Trinity was there. And well, of course, are the main ones too. So just the fact that everything went very, very smoothly, being able to get the MRI, which they said was booked for weeks, but I was able to get the MRI done, getting my surgery done even earlier than expected, everything being successful. Like number one is I am so grateful and thankful to the Holy Trinity, to Jesus, to Sunsneam. And also, I wanted to give a big shout out to just everyone out there who's been calling me. So it's so annoying having this thing like attached to me. It's like before I couldn't really, I wasn't able to drink. I had to fast for the entire day before the surgery and stuff. But yeah, I'm very, very grateful. So many people contact me on Instagram, DMs, even on YouTube. So many people were just saying that they were praying for me and stuff. And the one way I know how genuine it was is because, like if I post up something, and let's just be honest with this too, is even when someone posts up something, it's not like you comment on every single person's post. True, right? You're not going to be like commenting on it. It's an kind of an unnatural, like you have to put extra effort in to comment, right? And then on top of it, what made it even more genuine to me and what made me even more thankful and made me realize how much God was really taking care of me was actually when people were following up on me. Like that is something that I thought was even more inspiring. Like just the fact that you can take the extra step to comment and just say, hey, we're praying for you. That was already like, wow, okay, that's an extra step. That's an extra thing that someone has done to really to really check on me. What made it even more moving and inspiring for me was when people checked up on me right after. Like that was for me, I'm like, whoa, that's even more inspiring. And people don't have to do it, but people taking their time and, to just say they're praying for me. A lot of people from Taiwan have already come in to visit me. So, and I've only been here for like 24 hours. It's been about a little over about a day and a half, and this is my second night here at the hospital. And I am thankful, I am grateful, and I am very much just, yeah. I really, really felt God's love before that. But interestingly, like I was telling you before, being in this situation, let me tell you some of this, like some of the thoughts I had before going to surgery. Like, because there is a chance, like even a small chance for me to die, right? Although I know the chances are very low. I wasn't being very reasonable at times, but it actually made me start to think about what's going to happen if it kind of comes down to it. How interesting is that? So I just cut it off again because a nurse came in to check on my blood pressure and my temperature. And the time is, it's midnight. They came in at midnight to check on this. Like I'm recording this on midnight, so it is Thursday now, but isn't that odd? Interesting. Either way. So yeah, I was lying in the bed pre-surgery, and I thought to myself, like I started thinking about Sunseem's stories. Where remember where Sunseem was like he wanted to be an announcer, and then he got kicked in the head during a soccer game, and then there was that story between him and Jesus where Jesus was like, you're dead, like you're gonna die here, and because he betrayed the Lord, and I was like, am I gonna have this experience? Tell me that's so weird, right? So like I was having that. I was thinking to myself, is like, is that gonna happen where in surgery I'm gonna meet Jesus and Jesus is gonna say that you're dead, and I'm like, oh no, and then it's gonna be me repenting and saying that no, I'll evangelize 30,000 people or something along that line, kind of thing, right? And I'll be like, is that gonna happen to me? And I went through the whole scenario in my brain, like just thinking about the whole thing. And then Jesus would say this, and then I would repent, and I would say, no, I'll come back and I'll do this, and I'll testify about this dream I had and make sure that everyone is this. And like, I had this type of experience. Like, it's interesting because it's the week of the soul and the spirit. And I thought to myself, did my soul just go through that? Is it me really thinking this, or did I just go through it in my soul entity? Because remember, the message said that some of the souls will can do certain like real acts, like, opposite sex stuff, and go to someone else and do something with their soul, and the other person won't even know it. And it was kind of shocking, like, wow, your soul can actually do something like this. And I was like, did my soul just go through that with Jesus? Do you know what I mean? It was so interesting. But yeah, I was having those types of thoughts. And like I said, guys, wasn't depressed, wasn't sad or anything else, but it was very much, wasn't sad or depressed. It's just kind of the thoughts that you go through. And, there was some fear at certain points because, everyone's going to have that type of fear when you go through surgery. And yeah, it was just overall. Now, I'm all done. Surgery was very, very successful. I have nothing to really I'm really thankful and grateful to God that I'm here. I got all this stuff done. I'm gonna start getting people to sign my cast, and then I think they'll take the cast off in about a week or so, or 2 weeks, 1 week or 2 weeks, something along that line. So very grateful, very thankful, and hoping that I'll be able to get all the rehabilitation that I need. But yeah. It's interesting how suffering makes you realize. Yeah, suffering really, really makes you realize. And it's kind of what Sunseem said is, he said the same thing. God makes you go through suffering so you'll finally realize. Some people will realize, some people won't. And, for me, it is a suffering or the realization that I need to go through my sufferings, right? And I once again, very grateful and thankful that I am here. Yeah, and then I did it in Taiwan. Well, I don't know. For me, it just feels like the will. And a lot of people are calling, just wanting to come visit and stuff. Guys, like I haven't taken a shower or anything like that, and I don't want to because I'm so immobile. And I realize once again, being handicapped, how much it really affects your life. But I've said this before too, is I can't imagine being handicapped like spiritually forever. Can you imagine how much suffering that would actually be? So yeah, there's a couple thoughts that I was having, but I just wanted to talk to you guys face to face because I can't do a full episode like I normally do. So I did want to make a video. I did want to give my thanksgiving to the Holy Trinity and everyone out there who's really supported and helped me out. And I am hoping to really be able to, I'm just hoping to be able to do. Hoping to realize a lot more deeply and understand the will of why God wanted me to go through this. Kind of like that. Yeah, either way. So yeah. Well, if you guys didn't see my Rebel Pastor, I'm actually like this too. I'm dressed. I'm like on my bed and stuff, recording also. And that's kind of more my realizations I've had at the very beginning. And I'm sure going to have more realizations closer to the end too. Either way. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying, having an amazing and awesome week. Those of you guys in Korea, I'll see you guys again. And everyone else, probably be seeing you in other countries pretty soon too, I think this year. Either way, enjoy, have an amazing and awesome day, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow on The Morning Star Drive on 117.8.
It's the Morning Star Drive 117.8. You soaring up with sky, now's the time, don't delay. I'm sitting in my ride and it's time to fly. So let's realign, just listen and fill your mind.
I'm burning with desire and the passion. Nobody can stop me when I'm